here today to speak about one important topic: how to get ready for exams in just 3 more months. So, now this is a repetitive question which I am seeing in my YouTube platform, that many students ask how to get ready for exams in within a short span of time. And then I thought maybe 3 months is a good period of time based on a comment. So, you can see in my phone a comment from one of, I think it's not that visible. So, let me read the comment for you. His name is Muhammad Ammar, so I'm dedicating this live for this person. Hi, I am having my AS level exams in another 2 months, and I would really appreciate if you can talk about how can I get prepared for the exam within this time, as I haven't started studying effectively. I am sitting for all three commerce subjects. What are the methods that I should apply? Please consider this. So now this live is not only for Ammar, for students who are getting ready for exams in just a limit of time. So when I say time, I have a book here. If you have this time, read this book. Master your time, master your life. That might help you a lot of things. So in today's topic, I'm going to speak about few things. If you are going to get ready for exams in just 3 more months of time, first thing what you need to have, the first thing you need to have is the resources to start studying anything. Now if you want to learn any topics, as Ammar has requested, he wanted to do commerce subjects, so most probably accounting, economics and business studies might be the topics he will be liking to study, or he might be getting prepared to exams. Now if you are getting ready for exam, first thing, anyone is going to do the exams in just 3 more months of time, resources, the textbooks, the notes, the tudes you need to have. So those things should be written in a document or paper, and you need to collect all those resources. Without resources, if you start something, then of course it might not be as you expect. It might not be successful. Then without resources you can also complete. Now when you have started studying, and you might feel that you have missed something out once you are studying, and you will find out the notes. Where should I go and find out the notes? Where can I get these notes? And halfway you will keep the book and you will start searching the notes. So that might be a terrible thing. So when you have resources, you should also have resources, and you must be staying organized. So when I say resources, that is the importance of this particular thing. Without resources you can't start to study. So you need to have the past papers with you, you need to have the examiner's note with you, you need to have your teacher's note with you. So everything on your self table, that's something which I always request students to have it. The second thing, for Ammar, we need to have the study environment, which is very important to people, because making a comfortable environment is very important when you're studying. Because when you're studying, you will always have some sort of disturbances coming. Someone might knock the door and ask, can I come in? Or someone might always be disturbing you. So make sure that if your house is a very big house, ensure that you have a room. So I have a room where I speak to you all. I have my own room. You can see a self book. This is where I spend my time a lot. So I read the books whichever I really love to read. So the same way, Ammar also can create an environment where you can be able to spend some time and start making an environment which is very comfortable for you. So once you make your environment very comfortable, then of course studying will be very comfortable. The worst thing is not having a table, a good table. So make ensure that you have a good table where you can keep your resource, and also you have some space to start studying it. If you do not have that space, then of course you will feel very tight and pressurized when you are learning on your own table. That environment is very important. When you are closing your door, put a sign or something that knock the door before coming, or don't disturb, do not disturb, so parents know that you are doing some important thing. But the next thing is, I also request, when you make your study environment, avoid your cell phones taking into your phone into your room. You need to inform your parents that I'm going to keep the phone outside, and if anything is there, please knock the door and inform me. So that is the level of priority you should be giving for your education. The moment you have kept the phone outside, when you have ensured that the study environment is comfortable, your parents will try to trust you, and they will make the belief more with you. The next thing I want to speak is the revising things. When you are learning, you should have revision notes most probably. So what is this revision note? From the entire syllabus you have, from the entire textbook, You make sure that the note is very simple and short, where you can come and refer it anytime. So that will help you out to revise it again and recall the things what you have learned. So resources, study environment, then the revision notes you need to have. Fourth thing is about practicing past papers. That's something which I always request student to do it before exams as much as possible. It doesn't matter how much theory you have learned, it doesn't matter how much books you have read, it doesn't matter how much tutors you have gone, it doesn't matter how many classes you have been, but it matters only when you do the past papers. Why is that? Why past papers is very important thing? Remember guys, if you all are doing a paper, then of course when you do past papers, you will exactly know what examiner is asking. Many students are not getting prepared here, they are not knowing what examiner might ask, and they are not self-prepared. So because they are not self-prepared, they are not doing their best in exams. The moment they see an exam, they have the fear of failing, fear of scoring less, fear of not doing more in the paper. So to remove that, you need to do a lot of past paper practices. When you do a lot of papers, maybe if you are studying in 3 months of time, I request you to do 10 years of papers at least 5 times, minimum 3 times, if you are trying to score a star or a. So if you are trying to score with a marginal pass, at least 10 years of paper once you should attempt to reduce the level of fear. Without attempting past papers, if you go for any exam, you're gonna mock it up without doing it. So some students, they say I studied in a day of time, I studied in 2 days of time. They might say, but don't believe. They have a different story. Their mentality is different. The way they are adapting to things is different. Some people are fast learners, some people are slow learners. Like if you give me a book in a day to read, I will read it in 1 day. Whatever the book, maybe a 600 page or 800 page. That is my capacity. So capacity differs from people to people. Some people some people remembers things, and the next moment you ask, they will like, what did I study? What did I study? What did I study? So that is the problem people are having. So they will always find it out difficult if they don't remember. So to apply what you remember, you should do a lot of past papers. The fifth thing which I want to speak is about mind map. So what is this mind map? Because mind map is where you are plotting down the things what you have learned in a most probably in a beautiful way. For example, when I learn some sort of things, I used to write it in mnemonics or mind words, mind maps I create, and I like most probably mind maps are mnemonics I create. Mnemonics are like short ways to remember things. I make a story on my own, and I put my mother in the story, my father in the story, and I narrate the story in a way where I can remember the theory. For example, if I'm remembering, when I'm remembering the characteristics of wants, I can still remember characteristics of needs and wants. I used to study ESCO Litna. E is to essential, CO to common, Li to limited, TH to these are basic and primary, and N for narrow. So the same way, ESCO Litna, I put in brackets and put not. So if I want to learn the not part of wants characteristics are not essential, not common. So you can also say uncommon, not common, not limited, unlimited. So these are terms you can put in order to remind the things what you really wanted to learn. So remembering things is very important when you're writing the exams, because when you don't remember the things and you don't know the terms, then of course if you forget, that's the worst thing. And the next thing which I request from students is the short notes. Why short note is very important? Because with short notes you can do a lot of important, you can save a lot of time. That's something which I always say, because when exams are nearby, you don't want to read the entire thing. You can just go ahead and read the point which is very essential and start doing it. So when you go back to your textbook, either make some short note papers, the sticky note papers. So which means you can just rather than reading the entire page, I used to make when I'm studying economics, when I study business studies, I used to make the entire page. Used to make it as a one sticky note paper, so I don't read the entire book. When I go to that, every page I have sticky note, so I used to read that, so that saves a lot of time of mine. Then the next thing I want to speak is about the theory concepts and learning what you do not know. Because when you are getting ready for exams, you might have a lot of time to learn a lot of theories, but you might not find time. So learning theories is very important, because when you know the theory only, you can apply it in the past papers. Without knowing the theory, if you move on to the papers, you will feel very difficult. So some students ask me that can I do the papers and then come to the theories? Of course you can do that. What I suggest, if you have very less time, maybe a week of time or 2 weeks of time to get ready for the exams, then of course you can read the papers, and if you don't understand a question, go to the theory, learn the theory, and come back to the question, start applying the knowledge what you have learned. But if you feel that okay, you have ample time, like 3 months is a good time for you to start, and still you find it you have a lot of time, then of course it's better you know the theory and start doing the papers. That will save a lot of time for you actually. And the next thing is learning the concepts. This is one of the biggest mistakes which we see with students who are doing exams. If they're comfortable with the topic, they always start from there. So that's something which I always request to students to avoid when you guys are doing the exams. Don't read the same thing which you know. Don't read the things which you do not know. Learn the things which you do not know. Self practice the things which you do not know. So rather than spending time on what you know, don't if you can spend the time what you do not know, then of course you can save a lot of time. And also with that concept, like without with the things which you do not know, you might score better on your next papers. And that's something which I always find it very difficult for the students. Like if they know some topic, they always practice that, and they don't essentially practice the things but they don't know, and they forget. Finally the examiner is going to request whatever, everything he can test on the exam paper. The next important thing I want to speak on this video is about the timetable. When you get ready for your exams, within a short span of time, have a schedule, plan for it, work for it. Morning 9 to 11 o'clock, what you're going to do. 11 to 1 o'clock, what you're going to do. 1 to 3 o'clock, what you're going to do. So your time should be planned, because many people does not plan themselves. So sometimes some friends come in between, and then they ask, hey, can we go out? And you are like, okay, no problem, when should I come, what should I do? So you don't have a plan. So if you don't have a plan, your time can be wasted by someone. So you should be able to avoid things which will not be under your plan. For example, I write what is important to me the entire day, and I will be doing only what is important to me, and as per the schedule I'll be working. Some people say that you are working as a time machine. It doesn't care, because the day you succeed, they say how did you do that. So to do that, you need to have a good timetable. A proper timetable should be followed, like morning what you're studying, on evening what you're studying, on later night what you're studying. So you should have a proper schedule, how many hours you are actually studying, and what ways you are studying, and what topics you are studying. Are you covering the topics you want? For example, if you take economics, there are maybe 40 topics, then unit 1, unit 2 are studying on this time, unit 3, unit 4 this time. So based on that, okay, based on the entire unit 1, how many years of papers you are going to do, how many questions you're going to do, plan it. If you don't have a plan, the entire thing will mocked up. So timetable, schedule, how to schedule a timetable is under the description of this live video. After this video goes into a normal video, then of course you might be able to see it under the description of the below video. So now the next thing I want to speak is about the breaks. The number of breaks students takes when you are studying. Don't take maximum number of breaks in your classes. When you're studying, most of the time take limited breaks, maybe 10 minutes, but don't study more than 40 minutes, because you can't focus uh, in your things what you want to do. Just within 40 minutes wrap it up, take a break, come back again, then start studying it. That's how you can save your own time. So that's what I was saying. So if you are studying, take breaks instantly, have a cup of water, drink it, because that will make yourself more activated. And having water is always good than to have foods with junk foods. Don't take junk foods when you're taking a break. Don't drink soft drinks, carbonated drinks, because that might reduce the level of knowledge you might be inheriting. That will slow you down in what you really wanted to do. And also ensure that you have a proper diet plan when you're studying. Maybe cashews, something which will make yourself generated. So those things will be very much like nuts items. I can go with any nut, I will request you, that will make you focus and do things in a much better way. And the next thing is procrastinating, which I feel like when we have a work, we should take our phone. Okay, what is there on TikTok today? What is there on Instagram today? So we used to see everything, and we waste our time. So when you are on self timetable, and when you're on a self resource environment, ensure that you don't use your phone. Don't procrastinate. That is where people spend a lot of time wasting. So procrastination is something which you need to always avoid. So if you can avoid procrastinating, maybe in social medias, maybe in Facebook, maybe in WhatsApp, maybe even in TikTok, then of course you can save a lot of time. So for example, like in every apps you have something called screen recording time. So if you can do how many hours you are recording your phones, then of course if you can know the self time, how much hours you're using in a phone, then of course that might be better for you to plan it in a very good scale manner. Let me see. Screen time should be there. Okay, so it doesn't show it in my phone. I don't know how to take it. Anyway, so moving on to this is not my phone actually, it's my wife's phone, so I don't know how to operate this. Unfortunately, I'm going online on my phone. So now if I take screen timing will give me an idea. Okay, this much of number of hours I'm wasting in my Facebook, this much of number of hours I'm wasting in my TikTok. So I should avoid wasting these times, because that will save a lot of time to me when I'm getting ready for exams. So stop procrastinating, start studying, work hard. Of course you can do better on your exams. The next thing is mentors. When I say mentors, advisors, teachers, guiders, anyone I can prefer. If you prefer that your best friend can be your good mentor who can explain you the things very easily, keep him as your best friend. These people who are at the last moment, they will come and help you. Some friends, they will come and spoil everything what you really actually know. They will come up and say no, no, not this thing, that thing. They will not let you study. And avoid friends who will make your time wasted. So you need mentors who will be helping you, teachers who will be with you. Maybe if you don't know the topics you wanted to do before exams, then of course you can speak to uh, any or hire any teachers for that particular concept and get ready for that particular thing, rather than going for the entire concept and start learning. If you feel like you want some teachers to be with you, then of course it's might better you have hired some teachers to train yourself. And the last thing I want to end up with this video with the concept of doing exams. Make ensure that you sit a original exam before you move on to an exam. If you can sit an exam, if you do an exam before you go to exam, then of course that will save you a lot of fear, and also that will increase the level of confidence to pass. So you need to practice exam timings, arrange 3 hours 4 hours timings, and start doing exam practices. That will ensure that you will score better in your exam paper. So these are the ways you can get prepared for your exams in just 3 months of time. If you find this video useful, like Ammar, you can also comment and ask what video really you wanted, and every comments you are putting, I will consider it as a very important thing, and I will come on a live and explain you what you need to do. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment and share. Commerce with Mac YouTube channel is a channel which aims to teach students economics, accounting and business studies for national curriculum, edXL and Cambridge curriculum in a very advanced manner. And also I provide career guidances, and then finding a job opportunity, what ways you need to go through. Everything is in detail in my channel. If you really like this video, subscribe. If you don't like this video, no worries, share it and subscribe it, because you are here with me now. Thank you, have a nice day. Let me come with a new video with a new comment.